Alright, how you guys doing? I wanted to talk about Cindy, the flatbed chick. She's on YouTube. I'm sure you guys have seen her, or if you guys watch me, she probably pops up as recommendations. But today is Monday. Friday, her father passed away, and she had set up a GoFundMe to help with the final funeral arrangements. So I just wanted to put a shout out for that. I'll put a link in the description for it. But also I wanted to talk too, on the same lines of that is, I've been out on the road 25 years, and, dealing with a family emergency out on the road is one of the I want to say scariest things that to deal with, and it goes both ways. You worrying about your family back home sick, your family at home worrying about you out on the road. Are you involved in an accident, something like that? So being a driver, that is a hard thing to think about and deal with. My family, I have part of my family's on the West Coast, part of my family's on the East Coast. And then my wife, I worry about her at home. Let's see, I think it's probably been about 4 or 5 years ago. Me and Teresa were on the road together, and her father became sick, and luckily we weren't that far away, and we managed to make it home. He went in the hospital. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but Teresa was able to get home. And nowadays we're spoiled rotten with cell phones and stuff like that. We have instant communication. Years ago, before even pagers, there was no way to contact the driver that was in the truck. So if there was a family emergency at home, the only way you could contact the driver was when the driver called in to talk to his dispatcher. So, your family had to call the dispatcher had to wait for you to call in. Some of the things they used to do, they would turn off your fuel card in order to make you call in, because if you stopped for fuel and you couldn't get fuel, you had to call your company to find out why. And then pagers came around for a while, and your family could contact you with pagers, but even then, you didn't have that instant communication that we have nowadays. So years ago, dealing with stuff like that was a lot more difficult. And the other thing too is you have to think about it as a driver out on the road. If you have a family emergency at home and you're 2,000 miles away, first off, as an owner-operator, what do you do with the truck? Your first instinct is to go hop on a plane. Well, you got to find somewhere to put the truck. Then if you're under a load, you got to worry about somebody getting the load. Now, fortunately enough, my company, if you have a family emergency, they'll make arrangements. They'll help you out. They'll work it out. But, some guys are on their own for figuring that stuff out. And then again, the cost of flying home and stuff like that. And then the other way around, if something happens to you out on the road, how do you get home? If you can't drive the truck, I had a case a long time ago. I fell out of the truck, broke my arm a long time ago. And the owner of the company had to fly out I was up by Denver, had to fly out, come pick me and the truck home and drive us home because I broke my arm. So, if something like that happens as owner-operator, what do you do now? Fortunately enough, my wife does have her CDL if she were to have to drive the truck home. But those are some things I think about, family emergencies out on the road. And I don't mean to be, a downer about it all, but, that is a reality to deal with, being out on the road. So anyway, if you get a chance, she hasn't talked about it any, the flatbed chick, Cindy, she hasn't talked about any on YouTube. She did mention it on her Facebook page. I'll put a link for her GoFundMe and also her Facebook page in the description. But if you get a chance, check it out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and talk to you guys later.